Hi, thank you for hanging out with me today. I had to I had to turn off my cell phone. It likes to visit us at some inopportune times. My phone, I was in the movies the other night and the phone just started talking. It just started talking. It was in a meeting. It just started talking. I got to call Samsung about that. So I don't want it to do that during our recording. Hi, I am JB Bryan, and I am simulcasting on Facebook page. So they're kind of looking at the side of my face. YouTube, you all get the front because you've been down with me since day one, right? But I am JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. And this is the next event. The next event is AfroEconomics Black Family Finances. Every month, I've made a commitment, just like every Wednesday for years. I have been here every month. I want to rotate back and forth from Richmond location to DC. And God willing, by the end of this year, y'all, we're going to be doing them in New York. I just have this dream, and we all deserve to have a dream, right? So hold on and keep the faith in me. We are going to be having workshops in New York also. So the workshop for Richmond, Virginia is Saturday the 25th on family finances. And I just scheduled one with a group of men that wanted me to come in and talk about men financial issues. So we're going to do that in May. And I'm going to structure some of my friends, some of my man friends, for them to be on the, because nobody knows more about men than men. You all know what's up. So I'm gonna put, all I know about being a woman and doing finances. So you're gonna bring in the male perspective, and I'm gonna bring in the money matters, and we're gonna create it and help these young people that have so at least 20 are coming from a community college in Southern Virginia to participate in today's Black man and his money in May. So look out for that. I haven't even posted that on the website. I just thought about it, wanted to share it with you. But this indeed is a great day because the topic is get out, get out. Like I have been seeing so much discussion. Like today, I posted on my Facebook wall because I saw somebody else. I shared it from somebody else. An article that was talking about 22 things from the movie that you might not have noticed. But hey, I'm JB Bryan, and I only thought about financially. Financially, how do we get hypnotized? And I don't want to take away from the people who haven't seen the movie yet, because go ahead and support the brothers movie, everything. But there's the gist of it is about basically us losing our mind, about losing your mind in an extent in an attempt to well, you don't even want to, where they're taking your mind. Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about the movie, but you're taking about we are, but more importantly, that I want to make sure that we don't lose our mind in an attempt to survive in America or abroad, wherever you live, because I know that I have people all over the world, all over the planet that are watching because of YouTube. So wherever you are you cognizant, or are you in a sunken place? Are you not totally in control? Because we have to be totally in control of our finances. And that's why AfroEconomics, Our Black Wealth Matters, I have the book to help us disorganize. I know the book helped me organize my thoughts, because after being a financial service provider for 20 years, it just became important for me to sit down and organize my thoughts. So I know that following the 10 principles of AfroEconomics is a key way for you to get out of a financially sunk in place, bad place, distraught place, look, uncomfortable financial place, whatever. Get out of that place. You don't have to be there, but it's going to take, for each of us, for me too, it did. I had to go through each, and look, the book has the Adinkra symbols for each of I took a West African symbol and aligned it with each of the financial principles that will stop us from getting into that bad place. If we're in a bad place, we want to get out of that bad place, and we want to follow the 10 principles to make sure that we stay out of that place, right? So the 10 principles, before I go into some things that I found in Ebony magazine about the top mistakes that Black people make with their money. And I want to give you some feedback on that article. So the principles are legacy, self-reliance, organization, knowledge, integrity, review and accountability, entrepreneurship, credit confidence, determination, and Black health and Black wealth is the 10th principle. And that's what we're talking about in April, us being healthy and then protecting our money and how our health impacts our wealth. But what are the six, what the article talks about six. Ebony magazine says the October 2013, Ebony magazine says the 6 biggest money mistakes that Black people make. The 6 biggest money mistakes Black people make. So we got to get out of these habits. That's what they're saying, that they discovered through some research that was done by a financial service company and from different polls that were done. And it says, so with each of these, I put next to it which AfroEconomics principle solves that big mistake that Ebony magazine said that we're making. Okay, so this is not my opinion. This is what it said we're doing. So it said that, hey, everybody on Facebook, look, see, that's one thing, like on Facebook, I can see it, like on the chat. So if you can put in, if you're watching this, and you are, Andros and Herman Yancey, thank you so much. And and then over here on YouTube, yes, make sure that you put in what you think is a mistake that I made, to make sure that I discuss that mistake and which principle will make sure that it doesn't happen. I can actually see on YouTube, like, y'all, hey, this is a big accomplishment. I can see the chat room. So I'm gonna put in here, I am here. And hopefully that some of you can respond. It's me. Oh, let's see. If somebody responds to that on YouTube, I might just lose it and faint. And but because I have been for over a year trying to figure out how to get the group chat on my screen. But I know that you have to have a Gmail account in order to do that. But that's one thing I like about Facebook, that it's easy. So Andrew said, do your thing, girl, have fun. Yes, I am, but this is my work. This is what I do, Andrew. So definitely. So what is the #1 mistake that the article said that the money mistake that Black folk make? It's not having a budget. Now we can solve not having a budget by taking advantage of the 3rd principle of AfroEconomics, the 3rd principle of AfroEconomics, in becoming organized and doing planning. And there's the symbol that goes with that as well. And also, and if you want an ebook version of these solutions, of the ebook version of AfroEconomics, by watching today, email me at jb@afroeconomics.com and say, please email me the ebook version and I will add you. I will make sure that you get the ebook in response. Financial empowerment is the key. And if you want the printed version, of course, go to the website and go to the bookstore. So not having a budget is what Ebony magazine notes as the #1 money mistake that Black people make, not having the budget. So we're knocking that out the box. We're focusing on getting your financial house in order. Oh my goodness, y'all. Everybody that comes to the workshop on Saturday, March 25th at the Marriott Hotel, they get the workbook. The workbook is a good way to organize. And I know Wanda just put her email. Wanda, you got to email me. You got to email me, girlfriend, so that I can send you the ebook back. She just put it all over Facebook. Go ahead. But definitely, Wanda. So you're going to know that. So you come in on March 25th. I love it. And March 25th, you're going to get the real workbook. This is what the workbook gets. And you come and you're going to knock that out. We're going to work on what are some key things. We're going to go through every principle. First of all, every principle is in the workbook. And then we're going to go through establishing a budget. It has a budget section in there. So nobody will leave without at least having the tool to set up the budget. And that's on page 7. And if you come to the workbook, to the workshop, I'll even send you the ebook version of the workbook so that you can put it in. And if your budget changes, you can change it. The ebook is cool, y'all, because you can put it, you can actually enter the data. So, but just because you can have one or the other. So when you email me, look, I'm just generous, aren't I? So if you want the workbook instead of the book, let me know. But I think it's good to start with the book and then come to the workshop and get the workbook, the real workbook. And then, so principle number 3 is the solution to the not having a budget, according to the Ebony magazine, saying that is a big problem for us. So we solve it. We're going to get organized. We're going to do planning. We're going to do principle number 3 of AfroEconomics. You're going to avoid it and recover from that. So, and then if you have a budget, if that's the main problem, the most important thing is using it, right? I know I need to drink more water every day, but the only way to solve the problem is I have to drink the water, huh? Yeah, yes, indeed. So money mistake number 2, according to the article in Ebony magazine, is loaning money to family and friends instead of saving and paying down your debt. I know y'all don't do that. I know when they call you that you say, no, I need to pay down my credit card, because you're good like that. But some other people, other than you, do not. So a big mistake that Black people make is loaning money to family and friends instead of saving and paying down their debt. So we're going to accomplish that. We're going to knock that out by AfroEconomics principle number 2. Number 2, self-reliance and financial independence. Financial independence, self-reliance. You're going to say to them, well, principle number 2 of AfroEconomics, JB Bryan will actually give you the book if you email her, and she will give you the book, and you will conquer self-reliance and taking care of yourself, because I have to take care of myself, right? Uh-oh, they will really be mad at you, but you are giving them financial empowerment. Matter of fact, if you get the ebook, you can share the ebook with them and say, look, so don't come back. Don't ask me no more. I want you to make sure that you go on the 25th, give them a solution, solve their problem. And then by giving them, what did it say? Teach a man the fish he eats for life, give him a fish he eats for a day, right? Give them some financial empowerment. Share this video with the person who asked you, for the last person that asked you for money, share this video with them. So money mistake number 3, according to Ebony magazine, is living check to check and not having an emergency fund. Now, I would say that living check to check, honestly, is not the problem, in my opinion, in my financial advisor opinion. That check to check is cool as long as you are doing check to check and you don't have any debt. But most of the time, unfortunately, people are living check to check and still have debt, and things are not getting any better. And that's a big problem. If they were going check to check and they were taking some of their check to check and they were saving. So the challenge, the problem here, the big mistake is not having the emergency fund, not saving. So principle number 2, again, would be the solution here, because we know that in order to be financially independent and self-reliant, which is principle number 2, we have to make a commitment of getting rid of the debt and getting that emergency fund, that 3 to 6 months. If you're a single parent, at least a year of your expenses available to you in cash. And that might mean that you got to say no to a lot of stuff. You might have to say no to vacation. You might have to take a vacation from one job because it's paid vacation and work another job and make some more money during that time. But you have to know, you have to have the goals. You have to say, I don't want to live like this anymore, that I want to get out of this situation. You have to want it. How bad do you want it, right? So that was the third biggest money mistake that they found, was Black people were living paycheck to paycheck and not having an emergency fund. So the second principle of AfroEconomics will solve it. So what about this? The fourth money mistake. Print it here. They had this from this article was like 2013, October 2013. So, hey, look, y'all might tell me these problems don't exist anymore. That's what I hope you're saying. So the fourth mistake is piling on debt on credit cards and not being aware of your credit score. Woo! Principle number 8 of AfroEconomics is credit confidence. And that was really bringing number 2 again about being self-reliant and financially independent, and number 8 of having credit confidence, knowing your credit score, attacking and facing any credit challenges that we have. So that common mistake that we make is piling on debt on credit cards and not being aware of your credit score. We can knock that out. AfroEconomics is a key tool, can be a key tool to knock that out. You can really get in there. So when you're in the workbook and you get to that, do you have an updated credit report? Do you know what's on your credit report? Why is your credit score relevant? They're using credit scores for everything. Car insurance, life insurance, job, employment, everything. So, don't think about it. Well, I ain't trying to borrow no money, so my credit don't matter. No, it's not. Even people, they have found research that people with a bad credit score are more likely to have cardiovascular disease. That's a challenge, huh? Definitely. Hey, Mimi Edwards, woo, the best executive assistant ever created. That girl got her own business too. Look at that. Everybody's out there just empowered. And that is what? Entrepreneurship. Thank you for hanging out. That is the 7th principle of AfroEconomics, entrepreneurship. So mistake number 5, according to Ebony Magazine, the mistake that Black people are making is not having life insurance, a will, or long-term disability insurance. And I would add, not having the proper life insurance, not having the necessary documents that are needed in order to make sure that your legacy is passed on according to your instructions. And it might not even be a will that's the problem. It might be you haven't even updated your beneficiary forms. We're gonna keep it simple. Have you updated your beneficiaries? That's important. That sometimes we have insurance, we're paying too much and buying the wrong stuff. I saw in this article, they were saying, oh, go for term. This is the cheapest and simplest, but it's also the one who will keep all your money and it will run out. So you buy your term, 30 years old, it runs out at 50. Now, unfortunately, you might have some diseases and things like that, or gain weight. Everything costs you more. Imagine if you had gotten a permanent coverage at a younger age, and it would have never set it up so it never goes up. So, hey, be very careful on taking advice without talking to a licensed professional about what would be correct for you, because there's not something that always applies to everyone. Because I have a girlfriend whose grandparents purchased life insurance on her because they thought she might get diabetes because they had a lot of juvenile onset diabetes in their family. And because of that, unfortunately, she got diabetes as a juvenile, and she has life insurance, because of that, and then, of course, she got some as she got older from work and different situations. But it was interesting. She told me that story, and that was way before I was even in financial services when we met in college and all of that. But it was interesting, like, we do need to make sure that everybody's situation is different, because there's in many cases I would say, oh, life insurance is not relevant. That's not important to have that on a child, but you can't say that until you really know that particular family's situation. So definitely investigate things. So a big mistake is not understanding principle number 1 is how we can knock out that mistake number 5 of not having life insurance, not having the wills in place, not having the proper insurances. That would be principle number 1, which is legacy, discovering your why, understanding how you want things to be passed on, why you're doing what you're doing, and it can help you. So that's the first principle of AfroEconomics, is making sure that you protect those who are depending on you. That's why I put it first. It's often legacy and estate planning is put as like a last thought. Oh, after we do all this, then we do that. No. Let's think about it, because that's what keeps you motivated for many people. So think about your legacy. And that's the big discussion, building your legacy, March 25th. Please join me. So another one, so definitely making sure that you avoid that 5th mistake of not having life insurance, not having the will, not having long-term, not having proper insurances in general. Get an understanding. So that also could be the 3rd principle of increasing your knowledge and learning about all the different types of asset protection that are available to you. And a 6th mistake and final mistake, common mistake that Black people make, and we want to get out and get away from doing these things, is not saving for retirement. Not saving for retirement. And we knock that out, and we solve it, and we get it out of our lives, and we stop that hypnotizing effect of not saving for our future by looking at AfroEconomics principle 2 and 3, of being number 2, of becoming self-reliant and financially independent. I think becoming financially independent makes you focus on being financially independent every day. Because then what if you're like me, where you don't think about retirement? I want to build my business. I love my business. I want to work my business as long as God allows me to do this. Right? When you own your own business, and that's your logo, and that's your thing, and that's your business, and it's everything that you know that God put you here to do, you can do that and die doing it. But you also have to make sure you realize how important it is to be financially independent. So I would say that number 6, a big mistake that we might make, instead of just saying not saving for retirement, is not understanding the importance of being financially independent. So that when you go from job to job, and people will leave a job after 5 years and they're in their 30s, they don't take their 401k, that money, so seriously, because they're thinking, I'm gonna work another 30 years, I'll start all over. But if they were thinking about being financially independent today, I want to be financially independent today. I want to be in front of you because I love what I'm doing, not because I have to, worry about if you buy my book today. So I can't give you the ebook because I got to make sure you go in there, go to the bookstore, buy this today, So no, the goal is to allow yourself to live within a standard of living that you are saving for your future, building and investing for your future, but also avoiding the debt. So becoming financially independent. And I think a big mistake that we make is that we don't realize how important it is to get out of debt. I mean, people who have no problem retiring and getting a huge car payment upon retirement, or creating a huge big house of their dream as a payment that they have when they move into a situation of fixed income. So now the banks love you because you have guaranteed income until the day you die, because whatever you have, pension, Social Security, everything, they love it. But do you really want to all your money to go to these type of things at that stage of your life when you might not want to work anymore, or you might want to write a book, or you might want to build a business for yourself at that point, but you're instead allowing yourself to still continue to be under that type of I got to work for everything type of stress. And this is a sad thing that the Facebook went down on me like that. That's terrible. I hope that y'all were seeing everything, but I touched it and it went out of freeze. I don't know, but YouTube, you're still there for me. So that I thank you. I hope. Let me just summarize that the 6 things that Ebony Magazine said that we need to get out of doing that are solved by following the principles of AfroEconomics. Not having a budget, loaning money to family and friends, living paycheck to paycheck, piling on debt, not having proper insurances or will, and not saving for retirement. Those are the 6. And we got 10 principles of AfroEconomics that will knock all those out. You'll get those things out of your life, out of your family. They'll be done by following the 10 principles of AfroEconomics. Make sure you email me if you would like the ebook. Make sure you let me know what you need. Consider membership of AfroEconomics. Are you a member? Make sure you are. Make sure you are on Facebook. Make sure that you do what you've got to do in order to create the life that you deserve. That's the bottom line. Create the life that you deserve. I'm JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics. Have a great day. Let's keep in touch, and I will see you again next Wednesday, if not before. Bye-bye.